Money FM 89.3, best of weekends.
Tahira Amir Sultan Khan, the founder of Golden Door. Welcome to Weekend Mornings. Happy to have you with us today.
Hi, Glenn. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Well, thanks.
It's Sunday morning.
Yeah, I know, right? It feels a little bit early, but that's okay. We're going to make it through.
Well,
Tahira, you have done so many different things. You're a technologist, a futurist, a keynote speaker, but you've really honed in on this idea of truth advocacy. Help us understand what that is.
All right. Yes, I know I went through this big journey, but it actually led me to this point. And truth advocacy is becoming your truth. And of course, the definition of your truth is very, very ambiguous. But going back to the deeper purpose and that message that we carry, bringing that out. So truth advocacy as a truth advocate is to bring out your message, which we carry. Each of us has one. And as untainted as possible, as pure as possible, with the purity of intention. So each of us are actually inherently truth advocates if we really are willing to tap onto it. And we need many, many more truth advocates. If there are, moving on to the following years, 2021, you will see the world will shift. We have truth, which is, truth in inverted commas, which is based on hidden agendas. We have so many variations. So people need to go back to what is the purity of intention. And what they speak about also, if they have the courage to speak, to also act on it. So advocacy is also representing the fact that what you talk about, you act on it, that you walk the talk. So I was led to this point because I felt it was so important after what I went through in my. I was managing big government contracts. I was traveling around the world and doing very important work. And then I went into publishing also. But I found that it was somehow like I was led to this, that it's a little bit topsy-turvy. We need to go back to basics. And I felt the pressure as a person who was on the panel for Future Gov. I was, heading the Mobile Alliance, making Singapore the hub for mobile innovation. I was also advising the Middle East government. So it was very, very, very intense.
Yeah, Tahira, let me jump in there. Of course, we're talking with Tahira Amir Sultan Khan, founder of Golden Door. And
right.
You were with IBM for some 20 years. Like as you mentioned, you doing big contracts, working very much in the corporate world, and the message now about truth advocacy, finding your truth, and purity of intention. I think a lot more people are getting that these days than maybe if you looked 5 or 10 years ago. But still, when you think of an executive, a high power executive, many of whom listen to this show, what is a practical application of that to somebody who's an MD, a CEO? Because it sounds a little bit ethereal, doesn't it? When you first say it. Where does the rubber meet the road with this topic?
Okay. Before I go into that, I was with IBM for a short while, and I was a founder of technology, co-founder for a long time, for 20 years.
Thanks.
So yes, as a corporate person, how do you use something which is so ethereal, which is so esoteric like this?
Yeah.
It really goes back to values. It goes back to what you carry out, what you speak about, what you act on every single day. And to infuse that in even the corporate PR, in what you're creating, to infuse all those values and to use that also when you interact with your clients or employees, and being the representation of a truth advocate, staying aligned to truth, because it's so easy to deviate, to meet with standards, expectations of the world. The world tends to deviate us, and because of pressures to survive. Being a truth advocate is not easy because it takes sacrifice. You need to be a bit bold. You need to be a pioneer. Sometimes you may take a step as a corporate person in something which others may not agree with. And I think that it's, why are we taking this step? Well, but you need to be able to stick with it and stay passionate and be a strong influencer That's the main thing. You need to be able to influence others and not to push others like an activist. The word activist is gone. Now it's about influencing, empowering. And why go back to being a truth advocate, even though it may be difficult? It's a challenging role.
Tahira, how would this be? How would you implement this idea? Let's say working with your team, working with your staff internally.
Yes.
How do you show people what your truth is, or how do you even figure out what that truth is? Before you are able to live that truth with a team internally.
Yes. With the team, yes. In fact, we're also looking into the corporate truth tellers. So we go back to purpose. It means an individual purpose, my story, our story. This is just terminology. So your own journey and finding out what is your higher purpose, your core purpose. And then also with the organization, how does it align with the organization's purpose? So the team needs to be aligned with the company's story. And then we would work together with that alignment and work towards that big story, that objective for the organization. All needs to be aligned. And teamwork. Teamwork is so important. Transparency, openness, and being totally honest with ourselves, what we want to achieve. And allowing communication, not creating that barrier hierarchy, to allow at many levels that communication, openness, and feedback, constant feedback. So, yes, bringing truth advocacy in organization, because they take a big part of it. It's not just the individuals.
It's a big topic, isn't it? I mean, it's a big topic and an important idea. I was going to say it's a big topic and an important idea.
That's right. But we need to plant that seed. You see, it sounds so big, but when you want to have a big tree, you need to start with the seed. So organizations need to be involved. They need to know it's important. It's not just profit driven, but also going back to values, because when you have your values of truth and integrity comes together, you are building goodwill, and then profits also come. So it's social and profits together, side by side for organizations. Yes.
Yeah, we're talking with Tahira Amir Sultan Khan, the founder of Golden Door. And if somebody is starting their journey to try to figure out their message, their truth, what are a few questions they should sit down and ask themselves? Again, many executives are very busy. They might intellectually understand this idea of being transparent and truthful, but if they really want to dig down deeper, what does a process look like for them to do that?
Okay, finding then their core purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. Most times purpose and passion is aligned. So we look at what really truly excites them and what is that information that they have that is deep within themselves and they already know, but they tend to hold back. And that information that they know is also something that excites them, and an event, a situation excites them, that needs to come out. And that could many times be their purpose. So that excitement is an energetic frequency, and we bring that out, aligned with values. That is the purpose, the truth, which is aligned with higher purpose. So they need to take a step back and go into that. Most times we don't. We're always reacting to the world, reacting to environment. So sometimes that purpose could be so unusual, so out of the box, that we may not want to go there. May think it's not going to fit in. Just when I thought of the concept of Golden Door of Truth, this venture, it seemed a bit out of the box, unusual, but it was who I was. It represented who I am. So you need to know who you are. That's a question we ask actually. Who are you? Yeah. And if you watched so who are you? Who are you? You need to really find out who are you. And then where are you in this world? Where have you arrived? And what you can do. So yes, going back to who are you? And what is your purpose and passion?
What's the economic component to this? And people want to do good and do right for the right reasons. That's great, but also it's nice to have a double bottom line, a triple bottom line in terms of wins, right? When we think about truth advocacy and taking this into the new year next year, where's the economic benefit? I assume there is one potentially.
There's an economic benefit in everything, as long as you work it out. But you need to find out what it is that is your message, your message of. And once you find it out, you can work out a revenue model, a business model in anything. It just needs some kind of brainstorming. I mean, like even Golden Door, we did the same thing. We have the revenue streams, like, for example, training is a revenue stream. Having the awards, which is recognized as the truth advocates, and books, speaking opportunities. There's so many ways to do whatever you have, a venture. So there's always a business model in anything.
Yeah.
You just need to take time in it. Yes.
Just got to find it. Just got to look for it and find it.
You need to work it out. Yes, in everything. Yeah.
I do want to talk about your Golden Door Awards because recently you held them, and
Yes.
the latest edition of the awards. It comes off the back of your book, Through the Golden Door: The Doorway to Our Advancement, from a few years ago. But tell us about the Golden Door Awards. What's the upshot of it? Who is getting an award and why are they getting it?
Okay, Golden Door Awards. So it was an inauguration. It was the first event. It is to recognize the truth writers. It's based on truth and integrity of the written word. So that was the objective. To the two things which are important: the written word and the spoken word. That's what you're exposed to when we're born, when you grow up. So we wanted to tackle the very important part of it, and to really so this is to recognize these writers who are taking the step into truth and integrity. Most are catered to what's trendy, what's the genre that's going to sell. That's what is, and how many books are going to sell. We want to recognize those who take that bold step of really going into their message and writing it out in whatever form, whether it's a blog, whether it's a book, whether it's an essay. So we're quite versatile, literature or digital media. So you want to recognize them and make them the new celebrities because we need that moving forward. So if we do that, the world will change because a deeper truth is always unifying. A truth that is based on a hidden agenda is segregating. As we see what's happening in the world today, there are hidden agendas. Mm-hmm. So we need to go back to deeper truth, which is unifying, which brings people together. Yes, so that is objective Golden Door, to do that. Create a new population, to raise up the truth writers.
What a great mission that is. And throughout the year, are there events that go on, or can people join you on your website to get more knowledge and information about the Golden Door?
That's right. So the awards is once a year, every September. We're opening up submission very shortly in a week's time. And then we also have the education, which is the Golden Door series, which will be in February onwards every quarter. Oh. So it's actually shifting mindsets, helping people prepare them and helping them become successful as truth writers. That's very important. I mean, economic, right? So helping them take that journey, finding their message, and also being successful, and also how to write a book that is based on your deeper truth.
Oh, fantastic. Tahira, how can people get in touch with you either about the Golden Door or your training program that's called Becoming the New Human? How do they reach out to you?
Tahira at throughthegoldendoor.com.
Oh, that's easy.
Just the website.
That's very easy.
Through the Golden Door. There's no deviation in the spelling. It's throughthegoldendoor.com, Tahira.
I really appreciate your time today. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. All right. See you then. Bye.